Oh yes, I'm so excited to announce you that I just joined the first ever Mastermind. Woo! I've been looking to join one since March 2020, and the reason why I joined it is because I want to see how it works. I want to know what people are actually working on behind the scenes of their business. And I also want to know how different it is compared to online courses. In fact, people always say the mastermind is a life changing because how valuable it is. They say having the right people around you will get you to the goals faster. And I also heard people say the value is not in the lesson, the value is in the connection. Because the connection you make with another student, you also can have connection with the coaches, right? So I thought, you know what? That is so right. Imagine how valuable it is to have friends that are doing 6-figure, 7-figure all around you. Wow. Not just around you, but meeting with them every single week. You can look into the business, which work and which doesn't, and so on. So since a lot of people keep talking about Mastermind, I thought I should join one this year, right? And yes, I did. I did take a leap of faith. It was one of the scariest jumps I ever made. So today, I want to talk about the 5 questions you should ask before joining a mastermind. And these are the questions that help me decide which one is worth my time and money. It also helps me to take a leap of faith, right? Let's begin.
So the real question is this: how would an entrepreneur like us, who literally start from nothing or has limited resources and yet still wants to build an empire, join Ashraf as he answers this big question so you can apply it too? Welcome to Focus on Winning.
All right, welcome back to Focus on Winning podcast. My name is Ashraf. So thank you for being here with me today. So in this episode, I want to share with you the 5 questions you should ask before investing in a mastermind. But before that, I've got a cool story. I've been looking for a mastermind since March 2020. At that time, I was still in the middle of learning podcasting, and I saw a lot of people keep talking about masterminds. So I'm so done with it that I thought, oh man, okay, I should look for one. So I found a lot of masterminds that are really, really good. And when I was about to join one, I asked these 5 questions. And if the answer doesn't seem right, I'll just pass the opportunity. So in May or June 2020, I don't really remember exactly the date is, but around that, my buddy Zaki Ahmed made a 7-day challenge to build a profitable audience by using one platform. And you know what? The challenge was really, really good. Even from day one, there were a lot of inputs. I was so blown away, and I thought, wow, this is really gold. And I even record the whole session. So Zaki, if you listen to this episode, I hope you give permission to that. So I watched the day 2 and then the day 3 and all the way to day 7. And on the final day, he mentioned about doing a mastermind with his friend, Ace Ready. And I thought, oh wow, maybe I should check that out once it's up. So 2 months passed. On July, I got email from Zaki, an email about tips and stuff, because I have signed up for his email. I have been joining it since the challenge. I read some of it, and every email, at the bottom of every email, he mentioned about applying for the mastermind. I was like, oh cool, I need to see this. And I clicked the link. I read the whole sales page that shows the benefit, the achievement that we will get, and how long it's gonna be, and so on. So I scrolled down. I saw an application letter where I need to answer the questions. The questions like, how much income do you want to make? What is your business? How do you get clients? And why do you want to work with us? Etc. etc. A lot of questions I don't really remember. But that's exactly what the questions are. And I asked these 5 questions before I join it, before I even fill the application. And all the answers seem right. But I still had one thing that held me back from applying it. I still think that it's impossible to make this kind of money. Well, one of the questions says about how much money do you want to make, and I thought about this particular number, and I thought, okay, it's kind of impossible to make that kind of money. So I have an income goal in mind, and I thought I would make it. That seems out of the world to me. So I left the page, and then I wait the next day, and then the next day, until I feel like, you know what? Just fill the form and see how it goes. I mean, the application is free, so why not give it a shot, right? And the worst thing that could happen is I might get rejected. So it doesn't have any risk. So okay, I will fill that out. So I went to the page again and fill it out one by one, and then I click submit. Okay, that's it. I click submit and I never want to look at it again. So 3 days after that, I got a message from Zaki and we had a talk, and I asked myself these 5 questions, and finally he closed me. Oh wow, okay, you got me, Zaki, you got me. Well, I don't know, maybe I allowed myself to be closed, or I don't know. But one of the reasons why I want to join is because I want to see how Mastermind works. I want to know why is it so valuable, and this will be my first ever mastermind. So now that I'm here in a mastermind, I thought I want to share with you the 5 questions you need to ask before investing in a mastermind. So I've seen a lot of mastermind. I've done research and I asked these 5 questions, and I think these questions can really help you to decide which one works for you, which one really worth your time and money, and also energy, right? Because you are going to put in the work, right? All right, so here we go. The first question is, what do I want to achieve 5 years from now? So let's say you have a goal you want to achieve 5 years from now. So you have to really think, does the mastermind that you are going to sign in align with your goal? And for me, my mastermind is about teaching people how to use social media as a marketing and position ourselves as an expert in a specific niche. And my goal is to be an expert in podcasting and use social media as a marketing tool. So because, social media is the new technology that replaces TV, radio, MP3, MP4, etc., right? So I thought I want to be an expert in that niche. So that's why I choose this mastermind. So the second question is, what problem do I want to solve when joining this mastermind? So for me, the problem that I had was not knowing how to position myself as an expert in my specific niche. I didn't know how to craft my content. I didn't know where I could get the right audience. So after I identify my problem, I just want to know how can I solve this, or who is it that I should find in order to solve this. So I just need to find the right people to learn from, right? So you need to identify what problem you have in your business and then see if the mastermind has the solution for that. Or maybe find the people that you really want to work with and see if they have the solution for that. So the first step for this is to just identify your problem, okay? And then look for an expert to invest in. And that's how you got a mastermind, okay? So moving on to the third question. So the third one is, does the person I'm going to invest in have the achievement that I also want? So does the person I'm going to invest in have the achievement that I also want? So if they claim they can take you from 5K to 10K per month, then you need to see if they already make over 10K. And if they make exactly 10K, then maybe it's not really good because we just reached their limit, right? We need a person who make beyond that, okay? So let's say if someone claims to teach you how to make 10K per month and they make 30K per month, then it's good to join, right? Because we are looking for a person who make beyond the claim, right? So for me, I want to use social media as a marketing tool. I use Facebook, but I don't really like to write long posts. I want to, but I'm not a writer. I don't like writing. That's why I do a podcast, because I like to talk. I like to just, hit the record button and just talk. So on Facebook, I need to write things. I can't just record on Facebook. I can go live, but people don't actually see the Facebook live, right? They like to read stuff rather than just watching it. So I want to either write short posts or just post some memes. Memes. So if you are not familiar with the terms memes, so it's kind of like a funny post where you see on 9gag, right? So yeah, it's more of a funny post that is relevant to the current situation, or maybe all of the posts. Just search on Google about memes. Okay, just search entrepreneurs meme or marketing meme. So I want to use that. I want to use that technique. I want to post memes. I want to post funny stories or write a really short words, right? So I saw that Zeki and S Ready are doing that. They only post memes as their content and are still able to make over 30K per month. I was like, man, how did they do it, right? So this curiosity really leads me to follow their journey, to really know how are they making it. And yeah, so they've shown the result. So I really want to learn that technique. I really want to learn that strategy, just by posting memes and short posts. And yeah, that's why I'm here. That's one of the reasons why I invest in a mastermind. Alright, so now the fourth question is, how much time can I spend to put in the work? Alright, so this is really, really important, because if you join the mastermind but you don't have time to implement it, then you still won't be able to reach your goal, right? So you need to remember one thing. Joining a mastermind is not guaranteed to succeed. Implementation is the real deal here. So you need to consider how much time can you put to apply the lessons. You know your day, right? You know which task has the most priority. You know what's going on in your world. So you need to work on that. You only need at the very, very least 2 hours a day to implement the stuff, okay? To implement the lessons. You can't just join it. You have to work on it, okay? You need to block out 2 hours a day, no less than that. No lesser than that. So you have 24 hours, okay? You have 24 hours. You know your stuff going on. I'm not here talking about time management. I just hope that you can at least put 2 hours in your work. So really ask yourself, how much time can I spend to put in the work? Alright, the last questions but not least. Can I afford it? Alright, you might feel uncomfortable answering this question, and maybe you say no to that, right? I mean, maybe you say yes or maybe you say no, but if you say no, you will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like, oh man, this mastermind is so right for me. It's like it's built for me. But then if we look at the price and we thought that, oh man, it's too much, it's too high, I can't afford it. But that's how it is. You need to put money to generate money. And since it's the mastermind we are talking about here, that means we will be surrounded by high level people, 5 figures people, 6 figures, 7 figures. And that also means the investment is big. Okay, you need to expect that. You need to know the price. You need to expect the price is big, because it's a mastermind, not an online course. So when you apply for Mastermind, you need to know your saving. You need to know your saving first. If it doesn't fit, then there are 2 ways you can do this. So first, maybe you can find another mastermind where you can afford it. And the second one is work for it. Go do some extra work. Maybe find a part-time job, right? And you will get to join it. Okay, so hopefully you say yes to the can I afford it. But if it's a no, then yeah, that's the 2 ways I just gave you. Find another mastermind or just work for it. Okay, so there you go, the 5 questions you should ask before investing in a mastermind. So let's recap here. So the first one is, what do I want to achieve 5 years from now? Second, what problem do I want to solve when joining this mastermind? Third, does the person I'm going to invest in have the achievement that I also want? Fourth, how much time can I spend to put in the work? And the last one, can I afford it? So these are the 5 questions you should ask. So this is my questions, and since it's my first mastermind ever, so I don't know about you. Maybe you have invested more, or maybe never invested in. But if you never invested one, and if you are about to invest one, maybe you should ask this, right? Or if you have more than this, if you have more questions to ask, right? Like me, I only ask 5 questions. So if you ask more than this, then that's good. I would love to hear your questions also. So if your questions are different than mine, I would love to hear that too. I would love to learn your questions so I can, better myself at picking the right mastermind. So, if you like to share your questions to me, like what kind of question you ask before joining a mastermind, I would love to hear that. So just hit me on Facebook or Instagram, okay? So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, give rates and reviews on iTunes, so I know your opinions about this episode or maybe the whole show, right? So until then, stay winning.
Hey, thank you for listening. We hope you can implement everything from this episode. And would you like to know more about business strategies and life hacks that you can apply right now? If so, subscribe to this podcast so you can become the best you.